What's up, everybody, and welcome back to FS25. I'm joined by David.
Hey!
How did you
So do
do
you want me
that?
to... What?
Well, when you
I
ran
think
towards
you have to
me...
buy...
No, when you ran towards me, you ran dead slow.
I'm only tapping it.
Ah.
I was just tapping W. So you want me to ring you the seed? Do we have... We don't have a lot of solid fertilizer, do we? I think we decided last time.
No, we need some more. I didn't know if you were doing that or not. So we're still...
I'll do that.
We're obviously working on the previous day, so...
Yeah, we're still on the previous day for now.
Then when we get on the new day, don't forget we've got to do the rice paddies.
Yeah.
Is it going to be worth moving that fertilizer down?
Probably at some point. Yeah, well, we could get the auto loads can handle that now.
Yeah, I know, it's just with... So then if I'm having to fill up on seed again, then...
I don't know if you will. We'll see. Basically, he's going to go and put spinach. That new field 1 and 2 mega field we planted.
That's this one.
We're going to put spinach on it.
See,
That's the base, like a 15 metre working width. It's a direct drill.
yeah, it's the Amazon. We always used to use this.
Because it's been a feature of this game since about FS13 or something like that.
See how many bags of bloody fertilizer this is going to take. And then once we're done, once I'm done, I'll just
Empty it.
load it.
Yeah. Right, so I'm going to set an A off putting peas on the top of field 4.
Yeah.
And then once he's done that, I'm going to do the corn.
Chris,
Then there'll probably be some...
that was nearly 5 bags worth of salt fertilizer.
Oh yeah, it takes quite a lot. You'll still need to come back down here for the seeds, won't you?
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
So I think we've got a lot of seeds here.
We have or we haven't.
We have got a lot.
Are you filling...
I've filled the AI and I've set him off.
So you want spinach on that field?
Yeah, see, we can use the Colossus to harvest it, and also it'll give us, like I say, it'll give us... You get 2 harvests, don't you, on spinach?
Yes.
So it'll probably be way more than the fanning factory can ever use, but it's just something different as well. I'm trying to branch us out into these different crops that we've not really done a lot with. That's why I'm putting corn on this field.
Well, it was like this field that you're putting the corn on did have at one point had peas or spinach or something on it.
I'm debating we get this corn, we get it to one stage for harvesting. Me and you try and team up, rent the forage gear, and do some whole crop silage. But you'd need both of us because obviously one to drive the forager and one to drive the trailer.
Yeah.
So we can soon stick a silage bunker down.
Unfortunately, cars, you're gonna get blocked.
Because, you know, we bought that massive John Deere tractor that Chris is now in last time. So that's why we can now rent some of the really big equipment to help. Because if we've got field 1 and 2, we're going to need that big equipment.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we could, if we decided we didn't want to, we could split that field down, but...
Jesus, this is only like 3,000 litres of seeds.
Yeah, I have a feeling what you might want to do... was with your time grabbing the dragon truck, load a few seeds and fertilizer bags onto it and leave that somewhere near your field.
Yeah.
I was thinking it saves you having to come all the way back to the yard when you inevitably run out of something. Because I can't see you doing that whole field without needing topping up. I could be wrong, but...
Where... I've set the trailer off because it's...
Yeah, take the trailer off. You don't need the trailer. That's got chicken food in it, I think.
Yeah.
but just have like enough to fill it up again. Like so you do like 3 or 4 bags of one and about 4 bags of the other. Just for now, if you use all that, you can then get more. Which saves you have to bring that whole contraption back. I do like this plant we use for corn and that. It's like really good working with, but because of the way it's designed, it's not heavy power. I'm cruising along at 11 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Planting, which is great. I want to say the AI is putting peas on one. Or what we do is we plant all this spinach and tell Alan that the pilot scan and get him to do it when the time comes.
Yeah.
If it isn't, one of us can always come back with the truck for more, so you just need to move all the tractor out of the field. Is my logic.
Yeah.
Have you seen they've announced a new update for GTA Online today?
Did they?
Yeah, you'll be able to buy the car wash.
Right. Okay.
As a legitimate business front for.
So basically a bit like the friggin'
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah, another one of them with I think there's the car wash, there's the cannabis shop that Franklin can buy in single player,
Yeah.
and there's something else coming out on the 17th, I believe it said.
Yeah, how much are you going to need to buy something like that, you know what I mean?
I know. Well, this we haven't looked at GTA properly for a long time, have we?
Nope. No. Last time we did GTA was random races, which they were quite fun. I'd like to do them again.
Oh yeah, we definitely can soon probably do some more of that.
But it's obviously which version, because...
Well, it'd be probably I'd bring it back on PS4, because like I said, PS5's in the other room. It'd be easy for me to do on PS4, let's do it that way. Let's put it that way. Because the PS4 can be sexy in the bedroom as well, but can go behind me on the telly in here.
Yeah.
It's in the bedroom because I was using it as a Blu-ray player. When I watched Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to get used to you're gonna have to get used to PS5 game-wise.
Oh, I am. Well, I'm doing that. I've almost got through a full season of F1. Like I said, I'm debating. If I end up with a little bit of free cash, I might just pick up Mind's Eye. It does look interesting.
It does, but
It might be a nice one to sort of help fill that gap until 6.
the bloody price of it.
I know, that's what the games are these days, though, isn't it? That's... It's one of them, you've got plenty of other options of games, but yeah, Mind's Eye, it just looks interesting to me. It just looks very...
Yeah.
So some parts of it look very GTA, not surprising because you think GTA dead, but...
Well, yeah. Let's film the rolling as well, won't it, afterwards?
We've still got that massive roller.
That's alright.
That massive one we rented to do the other field is still there.
That can sit there. Oh, I don't know if it's true. You might be able to tell me. I heard a rumour that
Right.
Clarkson sold that Lambo.
That's what I've seen stuff to that. That Lambo that wasn't actually a Lambo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen stuff too. I think maybe he's accepting that it was maybe a bit overkill for what he needed.
A bit overkill or just not working right.
Probably a bit of both. Must have been that scene where he had the plough on it. Even with that, I thought that was a bloody big plough he was trying to use.
Mm.
I don't know, his ploughs take a lot of power and a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
A plough like that would normally be in something like something like what you're currently driving.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I'd heard. I'd heard he was selling it off.
You know, if you don't know, it's in typical journalistic style. They're all saying selling it off only weeks after buying it. Like they think the show was filmed like a month ago.
Mm.
Whereas obviously without a brain knows, we're probably looking at last year's harvest.
Oh yeah, it was done last year. Because they did. Because they announced
They've announced season 5 already.
5 end of last year.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It was just like, yeah. But I think season 5 will be the last.
I've noticed a lot of the complaints I've noticed online about this season was, they focus more on the pub than the farm. But it's like, there's only so many times you can show Jeremy not being able to farm before he either gets repetitive or he actually gets good at it.
But
I think that's why the focus shifted more to that, because it's like keeping it fresh. So unless for next year he decides to, I don't know, buy something else, which I won't put past him, let's be honest.
the problem
And
is,
he was always...
they probably couldn't film a lot of the farm due to the weather.
That also didn't help, yeah. But
So
the thing is, the farming work's going to be the same as it's been for every series, basically.
yeah. Sort the cows out, sort the pigs out, and stuff like that.
Shout at Caleb, meet Charlie, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. So, I wasn't exactly...
I don't think that crop you're planting actually needs rolling. It's not showing the needs rolling marker.
Oh, right, okay.
Spinach must not need it. It's handy. Yeah, I would have assumed it did, but looking on the map, it's not showing the marker for...
Like I say, I half expected the field to need.
It's not showing needs rolling on the map.
Oh. Okay.
So maybe... That's it, we announce it now, folks. We're going to do nothing but spinach from now on. We're going to be full-time spinach farmers.
Oh, God.
That sounds like a horrid euphemism for something, don't you? You're a full-time spinach farmer.
Hmm. Depending how much... If we can get the yield up to 100% on this, I don't think how much we're going to get.
I think we get more than the canning factory can manage, let's put it that way.
But we can stick spinach in the silo?
Can we? I don't know.
I think we can.
I'm not sure, I'd have to look into that one. I know we can stick it in the freaking Watsy, but we can't get it out again, is what I learned.
Hmm. But, nah. Don't don't know. I was a bit mixed about this series, The Clarkson's Farm. I mean, it was good at its
Yeah, I did
moments,
too.
but
Yeah. Oh, obviously, yeah, at its moments. So the thing is, you're getting to the point now where obviously it's not going to be the same as the first few series because he does know a lot more about what he's doing.
hmm,
You know, it's just, and there's only so many times you can show what basically it's a repetitive process.
yeah,
So they had to spice it up a little bit, which is what, let's say, him deciding to buy the pub. Now, whether he decided or whether it was an Amazon idea, you know, what if you buy a pub? Now, that's not me saying Amazon are paying for it, because I don't believe they were, but
no,
I could see them sort of leading the, yeah, buying a pub, that's a great idea.
yeah. But just hopefully it works out.
From everything I've seen online, the general reviews of the place are really good.
Yeah,
They say stuff's actually not that badly priced, certainly compared to tourist area prices. You know, obviously I know Lake District prices because it's on my doorstep, you do.
mm-hmm.
The prices I've seen things listed for don't look a million miles away from what you'd consider.
Yeah,
You know, and if it is like he says, helping British produce and that, then that's not a bad thing.
yeah. I mean, some of it'll depend on, you know, how much they've had to slightly change because of...
Well, it might not, because the thing is, you've two ways of getting around that. You either, as you say, slightly change, or you just change your menu accordingly.
Yeah,
That's the biggest problem without sounding like a bit of a hippie twat. The thing is, nowadays, people expect people to get everything all year.
but you can't.
No, if you're wanting purely like British, yeah, you can get most things short of the real tropical stuff, but it's seasonal.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, you can't play real life with seasons turned off.
No. Oh, I understand what you mean. You know, I know what you mean, but...
Yeah, you know, people sometimes seem to forget that, but if you're running the pub to a seasonal menu, then yes, you very easily can just use British, because you just use what's in season at that point.
Yeah.
Your veg-wise just has to vary across the year. Now, obviously, with the likes of greenhouses and that, in this country, you can stretch those seasons out a little bit.
Hmm.
You know, you're not as reliant on the weather because you can grow stuff under controlled conditions.
Well, yeah.
But
Yeah, but you meat-wise and stuff.
well, that technically can go all year round because I say you just vary your slaughtering times.
Yeah.
Obviously, your animals tend to breed at particular times, yeah, and that you can't do a huge amount of movement, but you can sort of vary the rate at which you slaughter to an extent.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the thing about meat is you can at least store it. You can freeze store it and stuff. I tell you what, the Valtra's managing to pull this massive roll and actually doing a really good job.
No, right, you're using the massive roll over the Valtra.
Just because the Valtra's the tractor I was in.
Hmm.
So it made sense just to stick with it. I would say the Massey's out planting field 4 for us. Putting peas on field 4.
Hmm. And then, obviously, I'm in this.
Yeah, you're in that massive John Deere. You can see that I've never been a big fan of articulated tractors like that, so you probably got a better chance of that than me. I'm quite happy to stick with a little Valtra and that.
I didn't realise it was articulate until you brought it to me.
It was just happened to be there at the right time for price, you know what I mean? It was one of those. It was like we just got these huge fields and all of a sudden all there's actually I mean, if we get a load of spare money, we can upgrade to like the 600 horse. Say it's about an extra 150 grand.
Yeah.
But then there's literally nothing in the game. There's one of those Great Plains cedars that's about 28 meters working with.
Jesus.
So nearly double what you're working with there.
Yeah, which would have this field done probably...
A lot going very quickly. I mean, that's not going to do too bad, that 15.
Oh no.
But the thing about that 28-meter one, it's one of them ones where you actually tow the seed tanks behind it separately.
Yeah.
And I hate those. I hate trying to maneuver them. I just find them an absolute pain to try and move.
Hmm. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at any of the new stuff.
I've had a quick flick through it. It's basically, as much as he said, oh, it's two brands, mainly Ford and Versatile, I think they're actually, the tractors are the same, just different liveried.
Hmm.
I'm guessing if you look into the past, I'm guessing Versatile and Ford worked together at one point.
Yeah.
It's just that the only thing I'm happy about is the fact that Ford are now in this officially licensed brand. Hopefully it paves the way for more Fords to appear in mods, the old 8340s and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen some of those. They're the kind that you see around this area quite a bit still.
Oh yeah. But as you say, it's
Sadly, they're not the ones who've added, but say it does pave the way for it to be able to be added easier.
officially.
Well, no, that just means that modders could put them into cross-play mod hub, and you wouldn't have to brand them as Lizard or anything like that. You could actually do them as proper
Hmm.
as Ford.
Yeah.
So the temple was waiting on. He needed a lot of beams or something, and that's why we were.
Think so.
I seem to remember. What we got the sawmill working on? It's always working on wood, but I think we needed about 20,000 litres, didn't it? We didn't have any.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a couple of months production to get to those kind of numbers.
Well, you.
I did a lot of forestry. We put a lot of the sawmill's still pretty good for quantity of wood.
Hmm. But it's just. Can't remember. I told you the latest, didn't I? Or did I only tell Tim yesterday?
What's that?
Well, I had complaint.
Oh, about the broadband, yeah.
Yeah, well, I had complaints about bringing me.
It's funny you say that. It's a good job we weren't playing last time. My Vodafone was down for a good chunk of last night.
Yeah.
But it appears to have been. I saw a few things on Facebook locally of a few different providers.
Hmm.
So I reckon there must have been a problem with a what's it box around here or something.
Yeah. It's just
I was trying to upload to YouTube and then everything. So I ended up turning the PC off. I was like, there's no point in leaving it on. This is like midnight and it just all died completely.
Yeah.
But then luckily when I got up this morning it was all good. They obviously sorted it.
Yeah, so I'm basically waiting to.
Are you waiting on them or are you waiting on the ombudsman or something? Who's.
No, the ombudsman's already made the decision.
No, fair enough.
The
In your favour, I'm guessing.
Yep.
That's good.
The ombudsman's already made the decision. So it's just now waiting for the resolution team to hurry up and contact me, because obviously
Yeah.
a couple of things I need to sort with them. So and then it'll be just putting up with that other connection till at least October,
Yeah.
to be honest. And then before that I'll be by sort of September because that contract finishes early October.
Mm.
I mean, to the point it finishes like 12th, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
So maybe a bit before that, you'll be able to start looking.
Yeah. And see who can give good deals for quick speed for good deals, but are reliable, shall we say?
Yeah.
And I keep hearing the rumours about fucking BT, the BT group wanting to buy Talk out. So I believe.
I have no idea on that one, mate, I'm afraid.
So
I must admit, I've had like, I say I'm with Vodafone, I've had 2 or 3 family members with Vodafone, and none of us have ever had any issues with them, so...
apart from what you had last night.
Yeah, but like I say, looking on Facebook, that appears to have been a local area. Literally, the Facebook post I read, there was people on BT, on E, on everybody.
Yeah.
That appears more like it was a local area thing rather than an ISP thing. But again, I've always said the mark of a good company actually isn't a company that never has a problem. That's a lucky company.
Yeah.
Same with people. The mark of good is how they sort a problem when they have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's that to me.
Well,
A good company is one who something goes wrong and you like the way they sort it out. They handle it well.
yeah. Well, it was like Talk when we had all bad weather a couple of years ago. Bin lorry come down, whacked the cable out, didn't it? So basically, the internet got down. They were basically told Talk. It was right at Christmas, and we actually needed the phone for the phone line for an emergency.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I think it was the time when Anna was in hospital. She was in hospital in Preston because she had an operation on her back and stuff. So we needed the phone line to be able to contact and get updates and stuff. And even though it was like at Christmas time, they'd basically got the people out that they needed to quickly and fixed it. And they
that's when Vodafone.
and they compensated
Going back a few
as
years
well.
ago now.
They didn't
You know,
compensated.
I think it's been long enough now. I can say it actually turned out the problem was internally in our house. But for some reason, the way it was showing the fault at their side.
That was your dad's, wasn't it?
Yeah. But say the reason Vodafone to me, because literally we rang them this problem, and they said literally I think there was somebody there the next day.
Yeah.
Who found what it was, and to be fair, probably could have grassed us into them and charged. So when it happens, at least it's an easy fix. I don't think he was Vodafone. He was like Kelly or some Kelly Communications, so they'll even get paid. So they're not worried. Yeah, so they're not worried because they're getting paid out. It's probably a nice, easy 2-minute job that then meant you got to go and have some lunch or something. But yeah, it was like the fact that they got somebody out there the next day.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good sign. That's a company you're happy to work with.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I stuck with Vodafone. Like I said, now at my house, now here, we're with Vodafone again.
I mean, like I
The
said,
difference is, my dad couldn't get direct fibre, whereas here I can. So
yeah. I mean, I have a bleak outlook about the Kelly Communications because we did have a subby come out to us. I think they were the ones that fixed the bloody phone line. And they turned around and I told you the story, didn't I? And said that they turned around and told me that it's our responsibility because it was on the property to keep the thing from rusting free and shit. Like where the phone line attaches to. And I'm thinking, why the fuck is it our responsibility? We don't work for a fucking phone company.
oh yeah,
It was like the joint or something that had rusted through and
yeah.
he tear the disc subby from Kelly Communications turned around and basically said, yeah, it's your responsibility. I'm thinking, how the fuck? I just put him right. I said, how is it our responsibility? I said, we don't maintain the bloody phone thing on our property. I said, that's what you pay fucking Open Reach for.
To be fair, it's funny enough. My dad's having a similar issue at my grand's house right now. It's actually to do with the gas. And you know the box that the gas meter sits in?
Yeah.
Well, on these houses, they're like external, they're on the outside wall.
We have them
basically
on the outside wall.
Basically, the box is fucked. No gas engineer wants to touch it because it's mains to say get the gas board. The gas board don't want to touch it because it's on our property. And we've been going around in circles for months. I'm like, well, who?
Well, it's not.
You know what I mean?
That box isn't the gas main boxes aren't the people's responsibility.
Yeah, but the gas board are trying to say they obviously the stuff inside it. They're trying to claim that it is. But then every time we speak to a gas engineer, they're all like, "Well, they're not touching it because it's mains."
Yeah. So it's not.
But the damn thing's like hanging off the wall. The front of it's smashed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's not your responsibility because we can't technically.
We're not allowed to touch mains gas as far as I'm aware.
We're not. We can't replace. If the box fucks out the back, we have to get.
Technically, you're not supposed to touch any electrics or anything these days, are you? Well, that's a different matter.
Unless you're trained.
Luckily, I have electricians in the family, so that ain't too big a problem.
My dad's a trained electrician.
Yeah, I've got a cousin who's a full trained electrician, so it's like, can you nip round for a second? Come and have a look at this for me? No problem.
Yeah, no, my dad's a fully qualified Sparky, so.
But yeah, my dad's literally, I think over a year now, he's been going around in circles with companies trying to get this issue sorted.
Yeah, it should be to be honest, like I say, if
if
the one goes out the back, we have to get Caden or whatever the fuck it is. We have to get the main people that deal with it because it's mains gas.
I said to him, you want to wait till there's been a heavy wind and go and fully pull it off the bloody wall and then ring up and say, right, I've had to shut it off, what are you going to do now?
Yeah.
You know, it's literally, plus the one on my house here isn't a great deal better, but we reckon we can just screw the box back. On hers, the actual casing's all cracked and it's probably as old as the house.
Yeah.
Whereas the one here, ours, we reckon we can just screw it back into the wall.
My dad had a leak at his, right? And obviously he rang the company up, the gas company who he's with, and next minute they come out, had a look, and they basically rang up Caden because it was mains, and then they had to come out and sort it out and fixed it.
That's been my logic. My logic, I mean, you know, it's like, hey, it's flaming. It's the main supply, so
if you've been told that, then why aren't they coming out?
Because they claim it's not. They claim the box is not their responsibility. They claim the bill is up to your property line and inside isn't.
Well, and the weird thing is, it's outside the house. That's the oddest.
It's a bit like the water. I mean, you know, the water board always say up to the property line is theirs, inside is yours. They're quite clear on their wording of that, because that means basically if it comes up to your...
I know, but what do they expect? To be a trained fucking plumber? You know.
Well, no, it means you have to get, you know, a plumber. They wouldn't come and do it for note.
No, but
is what it boils down to.
But the problem is, if you've had gas people tell you that is mains, they won't touch it.
Yeah, and then you go to the gas board and they go, no, find a gas fitter that'll do it. It's like, well, none of them bloody will, sir.
No.
It's like, I think it's an ongoing concern, but it's just like...
No, because you don't want a foreigner on that. And for anybody who thinks...
I could have made so many jokes on that one, which I'm not going to because I like the channel live.
But for anybody that's thinking I'm now being racist, I'm not. A foreigner is actually classed as a backhander in the trade. So it goes off the books. That's like I say, you don't want a fucking gas fitter to come in and do that.
I was thinking, there's one country that's synonymous with using gas, but we won't go there.
Oh, God.
That's as vague as I'm being.
Yeah, don't go anymore.
Like I say, I like the channel live.
Yeah.
I put too much work in for it to get taken down for that.
You put too much work into it.
I've had to replant. I don't know what it is. I feel for finish, so I went and just covered a bit in mist. But I accidentally put spinach down in the middle of the pit. I didn't realise on them. I've had to go back and replant over it.
How can you actually put spinach down if I'm doing spinach?
I don't know. I must have changed. I must have hit Y on the thing and not realised I'd done it. But I'm now putting green beans on. So we're basically with all these crops that we've not done yet. We're putting in just. So I realise the canning factory can do all of these, so we might as well give them a go.
Yeah, I know, but what gets...
All these crops we're doing now, except for the corn, obviously.
What gets double? Is it just the spinach?
Just the spinach, and it gets the double harvest.
Yeah.
I'd have to do some research. I'm not sure if you have to re-fertilise between harvests or not.
Well, we'll see.
I know you don't get as much the second time. It is a lesser yield the second time.
I mean, if we need to, we might just see if we can fertilise between.
It's just like it's just doing something a bit different. I say the canning factory will do. Like spinach bags, it'll do canned peas and jarred green beans. So we might as well.
Go for a fucking blood test on Friday.
Make sure you've got some.
Oh, it's for my upcoming dermatology appointment, so...
Well, lay off the apple tango then. They don't want it to come out green. I went to Booker's today. I ended up getting 24 cans, £9.
At Booker's?
Yeah.
You've been ripped, haven't you?
Not really. No, not really.
24 cans for £9?
Yeah.
Well, what was Farm Food's deal? What was their deal?
That was 3 packs. That was 3 packs for 36. One whereas 9. You'd work 3 packs would cost you 27.
No, but I mean on its own.
It was more than that. Because there was 2 lots. There was some at 11 quid and there was some at 9 quid because they've got price mark 75 pence on them. I'm like, it don't bother me. I'm not selling them, so I get the cheaper ones.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it's alright if you've got a Booker's card. It's alright if you've got a fucking Booker's membership.
I tend to have 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be able to use GametimeUK's registered. You might be able to use it to get one, you know. It don't cost out. GametimeUK's registered. You might be able to use it to get one.
True.
I say I tend to have 2 because work have one and the social club have one, so I tend to have access to 2 of them. And it obviously doesn't matter because you pay yourself. It's not like it's an account.
Yeah.
So you can't, I can't bill it to the company. So I got like Red Bulls. They had an offer. I think 24 cans was £21.70.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, you think what you're talking these days? £1.60 a can. And that works out less than £1 a can.
Something like that.
That's. I think the ones that were price marked at 160.
Yeah.
Like I say, you work it out. It works out about 75 pence a can to buy them that way. So. Obviously, you've got to have the space to store them. I grant that, but it still works out a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
It's just handy for bulk stuff like that. Bulk items, I like. You can grab them. know, they do stuff like we get frozen fish for doing fish and chips from Buckers because they do massive jumbo cod, and they're like, you get 6 in a box for like £7 or £8.
Yeah.
But they are literally they're like the size of a side plate.
Christ.
You get like bird's eye jumbo ones. It's like jumbo goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, these are ones that restaurants are normally selling, so they've got to be decent. If you go to a restaurant, pay 20 odd quid and they give you something tiny, you go, well, sod off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fair got on with that field.
Yeah. I know.
Luckily, it looks like neither of these two don't actually need rolling, so that's a bonus.
Mm.
So if you look at the mini map, it's not showing the it's not showing it as needs rolling. So I'm guessing these fields just don't.
Oh yeah, it isn't.
And field 3 have rolled, so I use that massive roller.
Yeah.
6 and 7. So we may have slipped up here that I think we've planted a lot of things at once, but I'm hoping, because it's lots of different crops, I'm hoping they kind of grow at different rates.
Possibly.
I mean, unfortunately, I can't tell because the mini map just shows me plant and harvest.
Mm.
The crop calendar just shows plant and harvest every bleeding month.
Yeah.
You know. We're back into a PC tomorrow. We'll Planet Cross tomorrow, will we?
Yes. Yeah.
We're all going to be back for this one.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh good.
Yeah.
New machine or old?
Or new.
Oh nice. Finally got it up and running.
Yeah. And yeah. 2 seconds. I'm
at the point I need.
gonna have to.
I know it. Leaving me alone with you folks. That's always brave of him.
There we go. I'm back. No, I'd shut the windows.
Too
much fucking background noise over there. There's fucking screaming kids outside and dogs barking.
It makes you feel bad. I didn't hear any of it, so none of it's come through as far as my side.
Ah, right, okay.
So hopefully the recording didn't pick any up.
That's what I mean. I wasn't sure if it had or not. So.
I was saying to Tim, I think I've pretty much nailed down the spec. I just need to now sort out exactly how I'm going to do the money. I think I've nailed down the spec for my upgrade.
You haven't gone AMD,
I just had
card-wise.
CPU, no, I think it's going to be a 57
The reason...
Ti. It's driver support. I get where you guys are coming from. Now my argument
it's not
is
just...
moment,
Yeah, but it's not
AMD
just...
Pulling...
Oh, shit. It's not just that. It's... You've also got to look at... Obviously, you're not streaming, but you're rendering. So you've also got to look at encoding.
Well, that's why I actually had this discussion with Tim for a little while. Cause I was comparing CPUs. Now, either go down the 9800X3D, which is meant to be like the best gaming CPU out there, or I can go for the 9950X. Which is pretty much the same clock speed, but has twice the number of cores and threads.
Yeah. But obviously...
And I'm like, I said to him, for rendering purposes, I would think that would be a better option. The price is not that dissimilar, and I don't think I think I'm going to go for the 9950X. Just because the idea of having 16 cores and 32 threads sounds good.
What's his gigabyte, though? What's his memory?
So I'd have to give me a second.
Because...
Everything else, it was very similar to the 900X3D. I'm going to have to tab off screen so you'll lose audio on my side for a second. I'm going to have to pull the thing I sent Tim.
Right. Well, that's quite interesting, David.
What's that?
Either they've changed how seeds and fur act, or what? Because I'm down to 54% on solid fertilizer, and I'm only 97% on seeds. And I've
So
done...
repeat that. I had to headset for a second. What do you? Maybe the crop you've done just doesn't use a lot of seeds.
Yeah, and like I said...
Some crops use less seeds than others.
Oh,
It's
I know,
always
but
been a.
it's quite interesting the fact that,
You've done that gigantic field.
yeah, and only used...
I'll tell you what, if you don't want to return that seeder because next day, field 12 is going to be ready to harvest, if we can turn that round,
Yeah.
that seeder can probably be used for that.
Oh yeah, we'll keep hold of it.
But anyway, right, so the one I sent Tim, the last one when I was messing with specs, I'd done some changes around, like I'd managed to save some money because I realised, this is going solid nerdy, I understand. The motherboard was only PCI Gen 4, yet I'd picked PCI Gen 5 M.2s.
The board wouldn't take it.
Well, he would, but he would only run at the lower speed, so I might as well just use Gen 4s, which are at least balanced to... But anyway, so my two CPU choices, I was between...
CPU or GPU?
CPU. Between the Ryzen 7 9800X3D, which is 8 core, 16 thread, 4.7 GHz, 5 gig turbo.
I was talking about GPU, not CPU.
No, but yeah, I'll get them fair to say. Or the other option is the Ryzen 9 7950X, which is the same CPU speeds, but is 16 cores, 32 threads. So to me, for like the editing side, I think the more threads and the more cores will be useful. And I don't think I'll lose a lot of performance because it's the same clock speeds.
Well, no, but
in fact, it's a higher turbo. 5.7 versus 5.2.
It'll...
I'll send you this spec list so you can have a look at some point. Just put it into the farmyard somewhere for now.
No, it wasn't that. Yeah, it wasn't... I wasn't questioning... We weren't questioning the CPU choice. The only thing we were questioning was your GPU choice. That's what we were questioning more than...
I've sent you the spec list of the last one. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm going to say that one for it's the 16 gig Asus 5070 Ti.
Basically,
Looks to be
it's an
good
NVIDIA card.
Yeah. Looks to be the best balance of sort of performance versus... I mean, that's 750 quid, which still sounds insane, but the next one up from that's 1400 for a 5080.
Well, yeah.
It's like, if you got a 5090, it's £2,000 just to burn your house down.
Yep.
Like I say, I know I could drop to like a 40 series, but I'd have to source it myself, but I quite like the idea of everything coming off one place.
God, why are these guys so fucking... Why are these guys so fucking shit when it comes to getting things to describe?
Anyway.
Well, that's a lot of good for the fact that when I go and have a look at it, it tells me sod all about it.
Well, you're looking at the GPU.
Right, it's a 16 gig.
Yeah.
But when I look under specs, it doesn't tell me...
It's DDR7. Yeah. I know that, the DDR7 system.
6.
6. Yeah, the 6AX 5 on So you didn't actually use a little bit of seed off the Dragon, did you? But no fertilizer.
That was just what I picked up from the yard.
Oh, right, fair enough.
It needs to come back to the yard.
I'm bringing it back now.
I was going to get it now, but
I've got
I might as well keep that Might as well keep that seeder loaded up for now then.
Yeah, because like I say, once we've harvested field 12 down there, that massive oat field, which can be our first job in the morning, then we can replant it with that. I think that's us done. I think we're ready to skip the night. Let's
And we're
check.
not got any
Let's go.
fertilising to do.
No, I did it all late on last episode.
Alright, okay.
The only ones that are only one stage of the stuff I've just planted. And it won't let you do a second phase till.
No.
Right. So the
Do
what's
yeah.
it needs just over 19,000 litres of wood beams.
Hmm.
And there is currently it's currently 6,000 litres worth at the sawmill, so it's getting there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
You ready?
I'm ready.
First job. Rice paddies.
I think at least one of them will be ready to harvest.
I know, but
Yeah, don't worry, I'm stood near. I'll fly over to the one I feel one.
which one are you going to?
If you want to go to the one behind the gas station, I'll go to the one over here near the shop.
I'd love to run quicker than you do.
Why?
I don't know. Jump the back. It's just me, or does the jumping feel weird?
Because you stop moving forwards. You lose a lot of forward momentum when you jump.
Hmm.
I would think in real life, rice paddies this size probably need more than one pump.
Yeah, this needs flooding, so...
I think field 8, if I'm right. Yeah, field 8 is ready to harvest, so that we shouldn't need it. But we'll do field 12 first because we can start getting that one turned around. Ha! Ironic, I was talking about it. One of those new seeders from Plains and Prairies is in the used.
Alright, okay.
Well, it's a seed tank for it anyway. I'm taking you that way, aren't I? I'm gonna get you stuck in here, aren't I, if you're not careful?
Yep, you are.